Hey everyone, welcome back to another brand new episode of the Naturolls. We're jumping right back into the story of the Confident Three, and if you don't know who they are, well, they're gonna tell you right now.
Hi, I'm Mav, and I play Alocrans Moondown, the twin brother.
I'm Tiddly. I play Lady Almithara Moondown.
I'm Ballista Kitty. I play Mor'elia Willowshade.
Hi, I'm Fatewalker, and I play Aryathen, the Dragonling.
Hello, I'm Professor Panda, and I play Toe Beans.
And I'm Michael. I go by Revealing Too Much Online, and I'm everyone else and everything else, and here to basically just make problems for everybody you just met. Let's get started. The Confident Three's road to jail hit a bit of a speed bump. The speed bump was, well, a giant fireball that flipped their cart and freed them from their cages, but kinda complicated their plan to work their way into prison. And speaking of plans, the party's plan to embed one of their own, Toe Beans, in the city guard was finally revealed, and now he rejoins the party, albeit with a bit of a mystery about it as he immediately gets into a fight with the Dragonling. When we last saw our adventurers, Alocrans was confronting the Qatari and the Clank who wiped out all of the guard, telling them, essentially, that there didn't need to be any problems between the groups. The leader of the interlopers, the Qatari named Unnaturolls, assured Alocrans that they only meant to help. And it's in that moment we return to our story. So, all of you standing around, I'm going to kind of set the stage here a little bit just to kind of remind people where we were. You're standing around, you're on a road. Each side of the road is woods. You're essentially on a path through the woods. There's some room, so it's not just like a cart wide, there's some more room. One side of that road has your cart flipped upside down. It has essentially a scattering of dead guard bodies from the work that the wizard and Almithara and Mor'elia a little bit as well did. Actually, I think Alocrans even, I think you killed one as well, actually.
I helped.
Yeah, so everybody kind of did some things. You all are kind of standing in that scattering of guard bodies. And face to face is Alocrans and Unnak. If you remember, Alocrans was essentially not threatening the wizard, but telling the wizard that they could go on their way and nothing would happen. And Unnak stepped into the middle of that and said that they were there to help. So we're going to pick up right there, and I'm going to kind of let you guys decide what happens here. I do want to make a note that I believe in the last final moments, Toe Beans is still carrying Aryathen, just straight up lifting up Aryathen. So
I had carried him out of the way and sat him down.
You did set him down? Okay,
range.
okay.
Yes. So
I was
we're no longer.
I was picturing just a full on, just holding him above your heads. Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot more sense. Okay.
I love sitting him down, like the phrase you use, because it's like there was an errant child that needed correcting. I sat him down to think about what he did. I think Cran's adhering that like there's no threat from these people, because initially he wasn't sure.
Mm-hmm.
He would sheathe his blade and then look back at the carts and go, "Some help. We were on the way to the prison on purpose. We need to sneak in. How are we going to do that now?"
And you see, like, I think you kind of see an entire wave of emotions or thoughts pass across Unnak's face. When you first say some help, they're kind of like, they're a little bit offended. And then you say the phrase, "We were on the way to prison on purpose." And that offense morphs into like a puzzled look. They kind of screw up their face and they're, what do you mean on purpose?
I think as he's asking that, Kranz would walk away and start looking at the guards to see if any of them haven't been pummeled so badly that like we could steal their uniforms. That like if there's, are any of them salvageable? Are they burned? Do they have like a completely rent or torn apart? Are they like mostly intact? Are they bloodstained? If they now have to like try to right this cart and dress themselves up as guards, is there sufficient stuff on the ground for them to do that?
Okay.
But like basically mid-sentence, like as Unak Antharo is like, wait, what? He just like walks away.
I think Unak would kind of turn to where do you all picture like Tobines and Aryathen and Mor'elia and Almithara in relation to this wizard and this Qatari? Where do you kind of picture them? Like, are you close? Are you far? Like, you don't have to be super specific, but where?
I think
I'd say
Tobines-
close.
Okay.
Tobines and everything are not close. 'Cause
I
he got a pretty good distance.
I figured with
It
the
would've-
running. Yeah.
It would have been at the edge of whatever the radius of what was going on. So it was specifically to a safe distance is what I was going.
Okay. So I would say in Daggerheart terms, probably safe to call that far. And Mor'elia is closer. What about you, Almithara? You
Wherever Alocrans is, that's where I'm gonna be.
okay? Would you follow him when he walked away and started looking?
Probably not. I would probably stand there and just look at him and be like, what are you doing?
Like he's talking to you. Oh, actually, I think it's.
She's not quite that rude.
I mean, Kranz is a little pissed. He's like, we had this whole plan, and now what are we gonna do? So he's looking around. He's I'm happy to like roll whatever the equivalent of investigation would be to see if any of these uniforms are usable.
We're absolutely going to have you roll in just a moment. I just wanted to. So Unak is talking.
Yeah.
And also, I did say he. I was thinking of Unak as they, them. So I keep mixing that up. That's my mistake.
Okay.
So Unak is talking, and Alocrans walks away, and they just kind of like the look of confusion on their face is even more overwhelming. Like you saw them being offended and you saw them being confused back to back, and now you see what they look like at the same time. So
Good, strong start. Excellent.
They turn to you, Mor'elia, and they say, can you explain to me what that meant? It's you were going to prison on purpose? That doesn't make any sense.
Mor'elia, before she speaks, she's been, I guess, looking over the other party, just trying to get just paint a picture in her mind of what she's seeing. Like, are they wearing the same style clothes? Like any kind, not like a uniform, I guess, but are they kind of matching a theme?
They being in this case, Unak and the Clank wizard whose name you haven't gotten yet. They look disheveled. They look like they've been probably living outside for a while. They don't match by any means, other than they match in that it's like, oh, these people like have been together and just kind of have the same means,
wear and tear.
Yeah, same means about them, in that they're wearing what they have, not necessarily what is like fashionable or like functional. It's just what they have. So sorry, go ahead.
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Was there a third person? Or was I just hearing it wrong?
There was a cat
earlier sessions.
on Alocrans' shoulder who, when Alocrans kind of stormed off in the middle of the sentence, just kind of like jumps down and kind of like weaves between Unak's feet
So it's just a party of 2 plus a cat.
Right. Actually, let me double check that, but I'm pretty sure it was just the 2 of them. That would be very funny if I completely forgot a third person.
I remember 2.
There were 2? Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Got it. Whew. I was like, oh man, what if I forgot a third? Okay, so a little bit more about them. The Unnak is kind of in a brown cloak. It hangs around their shoulders, and it looks comfortable enough, but it's also pretty worn. Frayed at the bottom. There's some holes in it. The Clank is wearing more what a while ago probably would have been fancier clothes. So there's almost like a vest to it and stuff like that. And it just all kind of looks beat up and like what they could find. So, yeah.
Okay. So after she kind of gets a bead on them and what they look like, Mor'elia is going to acknowledge that they're talking to her now. And just going to respond to them with a question.
Okay.
She's going to ask, are you from Mooring Song?
Unnak nods, kind of lowering their eyes a little bit, and yes, I was born there, lived my whole life there. I dedicated my life to making Mooring Song better, and well, when I was cast out, it was this sort of thing is what I am able to do to still help the people of Mooring Song.
Mor'elia at that kind of looks back at the cart with, like, I assume just dead prisoners now.
Yeah, that was my question. What happened to the prisoners?
The prisoners ran
Like,
off.
did they flee? Are they still hanging out?
They did run
like,
off.
did they
did run
die?
off.
Okay.
Okay. I was like,
I was wondering when someone was going to ask about the prisoners.
Is it just like a soupy of blood and bone in this cart?
okay.
Yeah, so
That
I mean,
picture.
it's possible that not all the prisoners got out unscathed,
Just
but
that one.
the you don't see any bodies in the cart. Is, I guess, you can tell that without a roll, especially Alocrans. So.
Well, we had spoken with Key, the daughter of Florence.
His eyes light up when you say the name, by the way. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but when you say Key, his eyes light up.
She clocks that.
Or their eyes. Man, I'm going to never get this right. Sorry.
And then she's still speaking. And Key, in a way, hired us to liberate her father from this prison. And that was our method in.
See them work through the explanation. So as you're talking and say that Key hired you, he starts to think about that, and then he looks at the cart, or they look at the cart. They look at the cart, and you kind of see the moment when their face falls. And they look over to the Clank Wizard and say, well, we've really stepped in it now. And the Clank Wizard just says, bzz.
Okay. While all this is happening. Oh, go ahead. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
No.
Okay. While this serious conversation is happening, off in the background, far away from everybody, while this whole thing's happening,
Uh-huh.
me and Tobeans. First, are you okay? I'm asking Toe Beans.
Oh, you're asking if I'm okay.
Yeah. Are you okay?
I'll scritch your head.
Second.
Beans is just fine.
Thank you. Third, I would have had you if it wasn't for Taily. And I picture as as he starts like picking up his stuff, brushing himself off, you will see Aryathen attempt to attack him and like just miss him. Like he'll bend over and I'll jump over him, like trying to tackle him. Okay. And just this comical little scene off in the distance of me still trying to attack him. Apparently Toe Beans, no clue what I'm trying to do, and is just luckily, just because of how crazy his role was in his dragon handling, he's just uncannily dodging me without me. Don't know if it's not without him realizing, but definitely
very Mr. Magoo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay. So that's what's going on in the background. Let you get back to your serious stuff.
Okay. So
I envision like an 8th grader putting their hand on like a 4th grader's head and just like holding them away while they like swing underneath. It's amazing.
So I do think Unok and the wizard would clock this and would see Aryathen kind of diving at this guy, the shoeless guy, who is still wearing a guard uniform or approximation of one. And the wizard would actually pull out his wand, which he had kind of put away, and he would start to cast a spell towards Toby.
That's not necessary. He was a part of the plan as well.
And you would see a little bit of confusion, a lot of confusion going on their faces. A little bit of confusion kind of wash over the wizard's face, and he would like just slowly lower the wand. And Unok would ask, go ahead.
Do you have more to your troop? Or is it just you two?
And you would hear, if Krantz can hear all this, you hear go, there better be more of you, because we're going to need a ton of fucking people to get in this prison now, while he's like searching through.
Unok shoots you a look and then looks back to Mor'elia. There were more of us. There were many more of us before Florence was captured, before we were exiled from the city. And
You were Florence's most loyal?
well, you'd like to see what became of who everyone thought was Florence's most loyal. Well, you just took a ride with some of his men. But as it turns out, yeah, I guess we were. And so kind of reaches into their cloak that you saw, and they pull out a symbol, and it is you maybe haven't seen this before, but they show it to you and say, this was the symbol of the Mooring Song Guard before. What became of it? It was a role I wore proudly. We protected people. I don't know what these people are doing, but I promise you we were not like this. And then he puts the symbol back in his cloak, or their cloak. Jeez, this is I keep messing this up. This is my character. Can't get it right. It puts a symbol back in there. They put their symbol back in their cloak, and I thought we were helping. I really did. I didn't know. We haven't spoken to Key in months, and well, we see from our from our exile, the people of Morningsong being carted off to prison, and we thought it was maybe finally time to step in, and hopefully you're all okay, or okay enough. And at that moment, I think we can finally let Crans do his role.
I got a 21, or sorry, it's going to be a instinct roll, right?
Yeah.
22 with hope.
Okay, I'll take a hope. Congratulations. You do... Okay, so the first thing you see is that the cart, which I think would probably be the most obvious thing to check first in terms of like just its size. The cart...
is it intact? Could we flip it over?
Right, the cart is more or less intact. It's a little worse for wear, but it was already kind of gross. You get the impression, if you, with that roll, kind of investigating where the explosion hit and where the cart is now. The explosion didn't necessarily hit the cart. The cart was flipped by the rush of air from the explosion. So it did flip your cart over. Did hurt some people. Some of the benches are probably broken on the inside, but more or less seems to be intact.
What about the livestock that were dragging it?
Oh, yeah.
Not so good.
Oh, shit.
Not so good. Not so good. There is definitely some stakes. If anybody is hungry.
Can we hook up a dragon?
So we're gonna call Aryathen over here and get cooking.
Yeah. The livestock doesn't look so good. As you continue to investigate, because you said you wanted to check out the guards as well, most of them are looking pretty bad. You don't get the impression that their uniforms were in all that great a shape to begin with. They're burned, they're bloodied, but they were at least some of that before as well. So you might be able to pull off a uniform if you needed to.
I think a plan starts to form in Kranz's head. He's looking around and he's kind of like talking quietly to himself, like working through things. And this is something Almi would have known about him from way back, that like he doesn't process internally. Like he has to like say stuff out loud to like work it together.
Mm-hmm.
And as a result, probably was annoying to like study next to, because he would like
Very
talk
annoying.
to himself.
Yeah.
But he's like, okay, cart's done. Livestock have run off are dead. There was an attack. We're the remaining guards. Everybody else is dead. That's why our uniforms are all messed up. And he slowly turns to look at Unnaturolls and goes, and those are our prisoners. He kind of looks over at Tobians and Aryathen. It's like, well, we're not going to fit Aryathen into a uniform, but everyone else. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3.
If it wasn't for my leg being asleep, I totally would have gotten you.
It's like, yeah. Does Kranz clock that like this is not serious anymore? They're like not actually beefing, or like is he also similarly confused about why Aryathen appears to be attacking Tobians? I don't know that he would know that it's all fun, like from this distance.
You could definitely tell that it was fun, but you can also tell that we're not pulling our punches.
Okay.
If it makes a difference, probably from your perspective, if this helps at all, is
this not new behavior? Is this normal behavior between the two of you?
Well, I would just say that Tobin's general facade, like, it is not in a threatening, like it's not an intimidating stance. It's very much like comfortable. So it doesn't seem like he's like in a defensive stance in any shape, form, or fashion, if that helps.
I actually do want to kind of touch a little bit more on that question. Have those of us playing with you had not experienced that moment between the two of you before? Have
my understanding was no.
Okay.
Okay, so this is out of the ordinary. This is not
Correct.
this is not their usual rapport.
It is, but you can also feel a sense of almost familiar, almost sibling type back and forth with this.
Rivalry, maybe.
You see a little bit of that.
Mhm.
We have been traveling with each other for a long time, kind of thing, and we just might be a little bit more feral about it. Almost as if, you had another fighter brother, you would potentially be a little bit more aggressive.
Sure, a little, rough and tumble. Okay.
Yeah.
I think Cran's hands on hips, looking around, kind of trying to piece this together. Looks back at Almi and is like, I think we might have to wear the most unbecoming thing either of us has worn in a very long time, but we may have a path forward here.
Ugh, that's so disgusting.
I know.
Unak looks at Mor'elia. Says, did he say we would be your prisoners? I heard him say something and I'm a little bit worried.
Well, I think if your faces are known, that might be for the best.
Does it seem like there was a particular guard that was in charge of the operation?
You don't get the feeling from what you saw of these guards that anybody really, anybody in your group really knew much of what was going on. It was very, go to this place, do this thing. So.
Okay. Because.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
I don't really know that I had much more to say. I was just talking until someone else went. So go ahead.
I guess, are any of the faces of the guards recognizable at this point, or is everyone burned or bloodied beyond recognition?
Oh, okay.
Smart.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're that far gone. If you wanted to recognize a face or two.
Okay, so what I could do is I could do a minor illusion on. I guess the question is, how big are Unak and Clank?
Okay.
Because if they're much bigger than me, I can't do it.
Okay. They are. Remind me how tall you are again.
Oh my goodness, she's pretty tall. I would say she's not very big, but she like she's not very large, but she's pretty tall.
Okay.
She's lithe.
Lithe, yes.
I don't think either of them would be as tall as you, so I think that would be okay. I don't think they would be larger than you.
Okay.
The Clank wizard is actually a little bit smaller than you're used to seeing for Clanks. A little bit shorter than you're used to. So
okay, great. So I could disguise one of you as one of the guards, should you so desire, effectively.
Unak, in their perpetual state of confusion, I'm a guard, but a prisoner?
I'm saying if you don't want to be a prisoner.
I think Kranz is walking over going, and he kind of, realizes he was rude before, throws on his flashiest smile, claps them on the shoulder and is like, Unak, you've put us in a bit of a spot here. But I think...
Hold on.
Bear with me here. Bear with me.
Oh, okay.
I think you may be able to help us out. There's a way out of this. There's a way to break Key's father, Florens, thank you, Mor'elia. Florens out of prison. There's a way to help us restore Mooring Song to its rightful ownership, but we'll need your assistance. And I hate to be this blunt, but we're really not taking no for an answer. And kind of looks back over at Aryathen and Tobians and kind of tries to wave them over, get their attention and wave them over so that they can also hear the plan. If they're not too busy, punching each other in the face.
And I
We've...
think,
oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think Unak, as you're waving them over, it would be like, of course, we would like to help, but I feel like you maybe are going to need to take a few steps back and tell me just exactly what's going, because in the last few minutes, you've told me you've threatened us, you've walked away when I answered you, you've said I was a prisoner and a guard. Please
forgive my brother. He's rather rude. Krantz, would you be a darling and tell them the plan, please, from the beginning?
He's like, he lets out this deep sigh as if like, why is not everybody just in my brain and can just, think,
I'm
like,
the
imagine
only
what I'm
one who's
thinking.
like that, brother. Please articulate it clearly for our
I
guests.
All right.
I
From
think
the beginning.
I think I understand that you are helping Key, but were you arrested while helping Key?
Understandable confusion. We got ourselves arrested.
You got yourself arrested, and that was
With
on purpose.
With intention, yes.
With
the idea
intention.
was we were going to steal into the prison where Florence is being held. I understand now that there are death pits, which we didn't anticipate, but we're all hearty fighters. I'm sure we'd be fine. We had an inside man and kind of wave, like, very, like, fan of white, hands over to Toe Beans, who's dressed as a guard. We had an inside man ready to assist us and show we had our equipment, and it kind of jerks them over at the third cart, also upside down, where all the stuff is spilling out. So that once inside the prison, we could arm up, find Florence, and escape. However, now we have no cage to arrive at the prison in. We have no guards to usher us through the doors. We have no method of getting into the prison in order to help Key and her father. So, my suggestion is that we put on a mama's farce. Exactly what happened here. Just playing the parts of the now, and he kind of looks around at all the bodies, dead and dismembered guards. However, we need to have someone to deposit in the prison. And that, my friend, is where you come in. And if it makes you feel any better, we'll have some skin in the game. We obviously can't disguise my dragonling friend as anything other than what he is. So, he will be playing the part of a prisoner as well.
As he points to
also be a
Aryathen,
prisoner.
as he points to Aryathen, I'm digging a giant 5 foot, 3 foot hole.
Okay.
I think Krantz would like look as he's like waving at him and like double take, and then just like completely nonplussed, just like that.
You'd look at him,
nope.
dragon friend. I'd look up at you, and I'd be like,
nope.
And then I start digging again.
Like, you just don't. I don't have time for. Nope. I don't know what that is. We don't have time to address it now. I gotta convince this
Some
guy to help
of
us.
the dirt, like he's doing it so enthusiastically, some of the dirt kind of like gets kicked up on the rest of the party, and Almithara is like just brushing it off, like disgusted, like what is going on?
I love that every time we cut to Aryathen, I am more confused than I was the previous time. I love it. I love it so much.
So Krantz is trying to persuade him,
right?
Or
okay.
Persuade them to help the Fountain of Three.
Okay. Unnak would look to, the wizard.
I don't think the Clank Wizard has a name yet. Not that we know.
Right. To be fair, we also probably need to have all of you introduce yourselves to Unnak, because Unnak was like, "Hey, this is my name," and none of you were like, "Yeah, and this is me."
Mor'elia wanders back to the carriages.
I was gonna say, I was the only one that I think went and got their gear. Everybody else's stuff is still in the third cart.
I think I did too. I would have done it too, probably.
So Unnak looks to the wizard. They were trying to get into the prison to free Florence.
Yes.
And they're working through the idea. Like, I feel like this has been a very like overwhelming like minute and a half, because in their mind it was like, there's these prisoners coming through. If we take care of the guards, these people can be free. And then they do that expecting like, oh my God, thank you so much. And then it's been very much different than that. So they're kind of processing through this. And Unnak says, we may be the last resistance of Mooring Song. And I know there are not many of us, but I believe we can help.
So what you're telling me is, if we pulled up to the gates of this prison with you in tow, they would know who you are.
there's a very good chance that they would recognize us.
But also you have your identification, do you not? Your badge that you showed us.
We do, yes. We do have those.
I love that Krantz kind of shoots a glance at Almi. Almi's thinking of disguising them. Krantz is thinking of using them as bait.
Now she's on board with your plan. She's like, you would be the perfect way to get into the city. We need to get into the prison to penetrate it in order to break out the mayor. That's the plan. We are part of your resistance. We're all on the same side. I have a question. Do you happen to know any farmers locally who might be loyal that we could borrow some livestock from, perhaps?
Unak thinks there are some farms that, I mean, we are so far out of Mooring Song, I don't know that they would be loyal, but...
But perhaps we do have gold. Perhaps we could find someone amenable to a trade.
Alma dear, don't you think it would be better if we just marched up, indicated the cart was broken during the attack? That would explain the wretched state of our uniforms.
How are we to take the prisoners? I don't want to walk that entire way.
He looks at her shoes, which are, I'm sure, are like stiletto high heels or something. It's
Not
like,
in these shoes, brother.
As he looks,
I need a horse.
he rolls his eyes and he whispers at her. He goes, "You very well know that you can float whenever you want, but understood."
Brother, stop revealing my secrets.
Around
as
this
Krantz-
time. Oh,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
No, go ahead,
Right.
Mor'elia. Go ahead.
Around this time, Mor'elia returns back to the group holding some Wait, lost the word.
Manacles?
Yep. That's the one. Manacles. I was gonna say handcuffs and then
I got you,
manacles
boo.
like together. I was like
Manacles.
manicuffs. I was like,
Man-cuffs.
Yeah, some man
That's something
cuffs.
different.
Yeah, some man cuffs.
So-
man-cuffs is the non-PG version.
Right? Yeah, they've got fuzzy on them.
so yeah, she's holding some manacles as she's walking back up and just kind of like eyeballing everyone there and just starts handing them out to the people that would be the prisoner.
I like I love the assumption she makes. You're like, you're in on this now. Like, there's no
Yeah.
other plan here. You are in on this.
When Krantz mentions, tell them that the wagons were destroyed, you'll see Aryathen grabbing what's left of his cart that's smoldering and putting it in the pit.
Oh, okay. What about the bodies? We disposing of the bodies? Are you going to eat them?
No.
The hesitation. Please allow me to excuse ourselves. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Lady Almithara Moondown. Please, you may address me as Lady Moondown. It's fine. And this is my brother, the rude one.
He because he's still an arm's length of Unak, grabs Unak's hand and kind of shakes it heartily and goes, "Alocrans Moondown, you're charmed, I'm sure," and then starts to walk away to like start pulling the uniforms off these dead guards.
I think Unak is still like their whole body is like shaking for a moment after you leave because you shook their hand so hard. It's like just for a moment.
And these are our fellow wanderers. If you would care to introduce yourselves also.
I am Mor'elia of the Willowshade.
Hey, Tobeans, can you help me with this?
Please excuse them. We don't know what they're doing.
As we go to the side of the cage, one of the probably still intact sides of the cage wagon, and rip the whole side off and put it over the fire.
All right,
I'm Aryathen. And I look at the mechanical guy. Do you eat meat? Oxen? As I'm backing up towards one of the dead oxen. And then I grab it by the neck. And then I drag it on my makeshift grill.
I was gonna say, Krantz starts to clock what Aryathen's doing, and it's like he kind of looks at at the sun to try to figure out what time of day it is. Like, do we actually have time to sit here and have a little barbecue? Or
You wanted me
or
to
do
eat the humans. I'm going to eat this oxen.
We have to find a way to dispose of the bodies also.
Uh,
I'm going to put them in the
she's
hole
not
when we're done
wrong.
with it. Mixing them up with the oxen and stuff. After we eat the oxen. We're not eating with the humans. I'm not.
The wizard, the wizard, by
Kranz,
the
like,
way.
Kranz looks at Almi and goes, Lords of the Forest, that's not a bad idea.
I mean, I could use a snack.
So
Could eat
we
as well.
are just to understand, we're near a lake, right? We were on the edge of like there's a lake off to the edge of the forest.
There
remember
is some
correctly?
woods, and yeah, there's I don't know if it's a full lake. There's a body of water, probably more pond sized.
Okay. Then I suppose then hearing about the disposing of the bodies, Tobins will go up to the main, not the clink, but the other caster, gently pat them on the back and say, Tobins, know you may die, but it will be surrounded by friends. And then I'll just walk over to, as the bodies are stripped of, like, it's clear you've removed what you want from the guard. I will just, by the leg, grab the body and yeet it as hard as I can into the body of water.
Is there any other gear in the in kind of like the gear? I don't know what you would call it. Like
the
cart?
the wagon that
The
had all
wagon.
of your
Is there
stuff.
any other gear, or is it just our gear?
There's your
Or is there anything of
gear,
value?
and there's some other swords and shields, and there's just some general purpose things that maybe the guards were keeping just in case they needed something. None of it looks particularly in good repair or anything, but you're welcome to have something if you would like.
Are there any more practical shoes?
Krantz, for the record, would have pulled the boots off of these soldiers. So it would have been like boots first. Like the boots are what's valuable. Boots and like in terms of uniform, again, you said they were kind of irregular, right? There were like not a whole lot of regularity between these guards. It's kind of just more like a militia.
Right. Yeah. This
what
this
people
was
brought.
essentially mercenaries from around Morning Song that showed up to earn some money and be cruel to some people.
Yeah, just like, hey, a little oppression of the people on the weekend, you know,
Right,
make some
yeah.
extra bucks. I get it.
A little bit of payroll.
So he's looking around going, yeah, well, and he looks at Mor'elia, who doesn't wear clothes, at Tobins, who's already dressed as a guard, as Aryathen, who doesn't wear clothes, and then looks at Almi and him, and he kind of gets a sour look in his face. Sister, I believe we must slum it, as it were, in order to make this farce function.
Unak.
Perhaps we can put the poor, terrible, drab, bloodstained clothing over our own so that we still have our own clothing and we don't have to abandon it here.
Well, if these two new friends are to be our prisoners, brother, I'm just going to use the illusion on myself. You
He
can
shakes
wear
his
the
head, it's
dirty
like-
clothes.
And he realizes he's going to be the only one of the sisters that like has to wear these awful clothes, like that make him look terrible. And he's like, "This is too much," and just shoots daggers back at Unnaturolls. He was going to roll into this prison in chains, but at least he was going to look good. And now he's got to disguise himself as some peon. And
Unak.
he's eyeing it up and like, nope, we need their help. Okay. Flashy smile on again. Everything's fine. So he takes the uniform off, like the best looking uniform or the best looking clothing off of one of the guards and puts it on. Did they have any kind of like you said they had like spears they were carrying because so they could like poke into the So I think he would like gather up the spears and kind of distribute them to the party
The
members that
group.
are going to be
Yeah,
that
the
are going to be
guards.
guards.
And I'll help you gather them up as well before the bodies get yeeted. So we have the what fits you the best, like help style you up and things like that.
Thank
I
you.
will-
Such a kind soul.
I will sniff Unok, look him directly in the eyes, and be like, Tobins likes you. What part does your friend Kitty Guy like to eat on the oxen? Just to make sure I put something aside.
As you sniff Unok, the small cat, like not the Katari Unok, but the cat, squares off with you a bit and kind of sniffs you back a little bit.
Hi. Are you hungry?
The cat sits down. Its tail is swishing ever so gently back and forth.
Want to go eat some oxen? Jump on. We'll go eat some oxen.
The cat looks up at Unok. Unok nods. Cat jumps on your shoulder.
I grab a spear from someone on the way there to help me turn the oxen over.
After that happens, Unok kind of looks at Almithara and they say, your brother, if he doesn't want to wear the guard uniform, he realizes he could still be disguised as a prisoner, right?
You know, he's never been the brightest bulb.
Unok just nods.
Grant's hears none of this. Grant's hears none of this. Completely oblivious. He's like half tugging on the like tabard. He's like trying to get it on.
He seems
Honestly, I'm enjoying this. Let's let him do this.
You all are a curious lot.
I love him very much. Do not worry.
You all are a curious lot, but we find you amusing.
Do
And
we have to bring the cat? Also, we did not kill. What is the name of your compatriot? This.
the wizard
the
walks
shepherd.
up, holds out his hand, and says, Bzz.
That is not a proper word.
He looks left and right. Bzz.
Still, no.
Unok is like, that's his name. His name is. Bzz.
Almi, are you being racist again?
Brother, I am merely trying to understand our new friends. What are you doing?
Unok kind of gets a little quieter. That is all he says. It is.
Ah.
We think it was a bit of a trouble with the manufacturing process that brought him to life, and unfortunately, I mean, you've seen what he can do, but he is not much for talking. He has a big personality though, and Unok gets a little smile. You can tell there's a lot of affection between the two of them.
It is fine if he cannot talk. My brother certainly can talk for all of us.
Mor'elia. I mean, I'm guessing there's still some corpses lying around.
They're currently flying through the air one by one, so you might want to take
Yeah.
your time.
Toby is at work.
But
I think
we are actively making sure they're stripped before they do. But
Mhm.
if there's one that you're wanting to look at, I would leave it for you to investigate or do what you wanted to. So
Do you need
I
a
think-
uniform? Or are you going to be a prisoner?
Oh, Mor'elia is gonna be a prisoner. But she's gonna actually walk into the carriage again and go to where Bug Nose Guy was.
Mm-hmm.
Bug nose guy.
Bug nose
Beetle
guy.
nose.
Beetle
Yeah.
nose.
Beetle nose
And-
pliers, the famous.
Beetle nose pliers. That's right.
She's just a little curious about, I guess, what happened to some of these prisoners to get them in the situation. So she's going to reach out to their face/forehead and just like put her fingers on it. And she's going to use Death Connection.
Okay.
And while
Creepy.
touching a corpse that died recently, you can mark a stress to extract one memory from the corpse related to a specific emotion or sensation of your choice.
Very cool.
That's the fucking coolest thing I've ever
That's very
heard.
cool.
Wow.
So
Heads up, Mike. Did you hold on a second? I have to ask this because little spoiler for all the listeners. Michael, before we started this episode, was like, I'm gonna lean on you guys a lot. And not only have we thrown at him, you need to invent a memory from this random NPC we invented out of our own curiosity. We are now having a barbecue in the middle of the road.
Yep. Barbecue.
So,
Yep.
you get a cooking episode?
Hold on. I did my homework. I'm doing everything. I haven't asked him to make the stuff. I just took charge. Look, if he's gonna give me permission to go off the rails, I'm going off the rails.
How you feeling, Michael? You doing all
I'm
right
good.
over there?
I'm good. Okay, so
Yeah?
just to be
Okay.
sure, this is one of the prisoners you're doing this?
yeah, this was Beetlenose guy, the one that didn't really make it.
Is he dead?
I don't think he
Yeah,
was
he's
dead,
he's
right? Didn't we say he was breathing still?
I thought he was breathing.
Oh,
Very shallowly, and you implied
Will
that his
this
head
kill
was
him?
mashed in. Yeah,
I mean,
you implied his head
if you'd
was
like, I
mashed
can
in.
kill him for
Yes,
you.
if you
so
would,
you can
if you
extract
would,
the
li-
memory.
if you would like him to be dead for this, I was not picturing that many or all any
Kill
of the
him.
prisoners had died. But
Narratively,
hey,
narratively murder him.
he's dead now.
I have a grim memory, I guess.
He's dead now.
I remembered a
Oh.
little more dead.
Would you like to hear about his family or his children or maybe
so one memory from a specific memory or sensation. I guess the moment he was taken prisoner. Like
what would
I'm
you say the
trying to-
emotion or sensation of that would be? If you're using this death connection, it does look like you have to relate it to an emotion or sensation. So
Well,
I'm not
yeah,
gonna-
that's what
I'm
I was
not gonna-
thinking.
yeah, I'm not gonna make you be like, oh, it
Yeah.
was fear, and then I'm just gonna tell you something unrelated. But I want to know what emotion or
yeah.
sensation are you looking for?
Dang, I guess it could be many for that kind of situation, right? It could be, dang, I got caught.
Mm-hmm.
It could
Okay.
be worry
Okay.
that his life is over.
Mm-hmm.
Just
You
the,
tell-
the sense of
You tell me.
helplessness.
Helplessness.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. Feel
Sure.
like that.
Okay.
In that moment, you're getting arrested. You probably feel pretty helpless.
What does it look like
Oh.
when you make this death connection? Tell me more about.
Oh,
Sorry, not what does his memory look like? That's my job. But I
Yeah.
just want to know. If you're gonna make me work, I'm gonna make you work too. So
good point. Good point.
Fair's fair.
Let's make it canon. Let's make it canon.
by the way, the witch has
Um,
abilities that just like are so intense for a GM. Like, oh, yeah, if you roll a 6, I have to describe an entire scene related to an answer to your question. Perfect. Why not? Real intense. Okay, go ahead.
Let's do a little spore action. Little glowy spores kind of just emit from her around her fingertips as she's placing them on the forehead.
Okay.
And you just see like these ethereal spores just kind of like sink into the forehead.
Creepy.
Okay.
And then it takes a minute and then they come back out and seep back into her hand. glowing like an aqua color.
For a moment, in every way that matters, Mor'elia, you are gone from this place that you are. For a moment, you are back in Mooring Song, surrounded by people you don't know. And everyone is laughing and having a good time, and they're all... As you look around, you realize that this is your house. Not your Morelia's house, but this is your house from the memory. And you see your spouse. And you see your kids. And you see the people that you've known your whole life at your table. And you know that what you can't tell them is that under this new rule, the money's run out. You don't have anything left. And this celebration that you're having, that was planned long before any of this happened, is almost a funeral for the life that you had. And as you look around at these people who don't know that this is happening, you are considering just what you will do to continue giving them the life and the things that they have always had and that they deserve.
Dang. So Mor'elia remembers the faces of the family members that were left behind. Doesn't know what became of them with that, but just gets a better idea of the suffering that's been going on in Mooring Song. Just kind of re-emphasizing the severity of the situation.
Does she communicate any of this to the group, or is this like a private
she's kind of
thing?
Yeah, it's very private right now.
Okay.
But
Do we clock that this is happening?
I think we can see her, right? Because like she's doing, you know,
you can see
it's inside
her
the carriage.
You can see her
Okay.
touch the forehead, I think. I mean, depending on where you're looking and what you're doing, but anybody looking into the carriage would be able to see this. But it's up to you guys if you know what that means, if you've seen Mor'elia do this before. I'm not the one to make that call.
I was going to say, I think she's probably done it pretty rarely.
Don't mind her, Kitty. She's reading the grains on the wood to tell future things.
The cat just takes a big bite of the meat that you gave it.
I think she's going to start trying to undo the manacles that are just keeping this person suspended in a knocked over carriage, and she's gonna try to do a little burial for this person.
Okay.
The beetle nose guy.
I don't think that...
Just because
we're not throwing this one in the lake.
Well, this is actually like a townsperson. So...
Yeah, I don't think that we need to make you roll for that. I think that with enough time, you'll be able to get him out of the manacles, and you'd be able to get him down. And maybe with Aryathen's help, he seems to be good at digging holes on the side of this road. You might be able to...
Aryathen, could you spare some time to dig a hole?
I'm not going to eat them.
About 6 feet deep.
Okay.
So-
I will dig hole.
No kind of funeral rites are performed. She just puts them in the ground, back into nature.
Something kind of beautiful about a fungrel returning something to the earth where the source of everything is for fungrels. So what are we doing now?
Having a barbecue, apparently.
At this point, all the bodies are gone now, right? Like this has all been cleared up by this point.
Yes, we can say by this point you've gotten the bodies off the road. I think just for flavor's sake, Tobeans, I don't think every single one you tried to throw as hard as you can would make it the full distance. So you might have to take a few stops with some of the bodies, like you throw one and it only goes like halfway and you trudge over and that sort of thing.
No, that's fair. That's absolutely fair.
So you're able to get the bodies off the road. I will say,
Toby's skipping corpses on the pond surface.
What have we learned about these two wanderers that we picked up? They like to throw bodies.
yeah, there's a lot of
I
that.
imagine Unnaturolls and Thar just looking in horror at Toby's. It's like, do.
I don't think Unnak has a lot of love for these men. So I don't think they would say much other than just kind of watching interestedly, and at a certain point Unnak would kind of look around, look at the sun's position in the sky and say, I'm worried about spending too much time here. This cart that you are in is not the only cart that comes through this road, and if we are prying oxen on the side of the road, there's a chance that people might stop and ask us what led to a bunch of people with an empty prison cart doing that.
It wasn't an empty prison. It was a portable grill.
Actually, at that, Kranz would kind of look at Tobeans and go, kind of jerk his head at the cart and go, how strong are you feeling, big man? And like asking if he thinks he could push the cart itself into the pond.
Toby's
Probably can't throw
not,
it. Probably too big to throw, but like maybe strong enough to push it out.
Tobeans will just nod and say enough. And I guess what I would try to do is go to the front of the cart, and I guess where the livestock would have been hooked up, am I able to like just lift it and like walk it into the pond?
Kranz would help.
Kranz
Kranz would help. Kranz would kind of roll up his sleeves and like tie his hair back and like step up to push and assist.
So
when you say walk it in, are you going in first, or are you pushing it in
Yes.
when you get there?
Like I will walk
Making
it.
sure
That's
that's
how I
how-
imagined it.
Correct.
Tobian's wading into the corpse pond.
I don't
Corpse
think this is
funnel?
going to be too difficult because the cart was on wheels. But let's do a strength roll. Do a strength check for me, and let's see what we get. Like I said,
Because I'm giving you help, you get a plus D6 to it.
yes. So
Ooh.
2d12 plus 3. Tell me whether it's hope or fear, and add a d6 on top.
Do I have advantage on this?
That's the d6. Yep.
Because I'm helping you.
Oh wait, it's a strength, so I add my.
Yeah, your strength modifier,
Right,
which
just raw
should be
strength.
plus 3.
Okay, so that would be a 17 with hope.
Perfect.
Did you add a d6?
Yeah, I got a 1.
Okay.
But it still helped.
Hey.
It still helped.
That checks out for Crayons. He was probably standing on the cart. To your left, Tobeans.
Just yelling,
Supervising. Supervising.
Yes, sir, well done. Yes, sir, you're doing great.
I am helping.
Excellent.
So I wanna kind of frame this moment from Unak's perspective. Unak is still standing on the side of the road.
Mhm.
On one side of them, a dragon, for all he knows about Aryathen, is frying an oxen with his cat. And I assume, is Aryathen talking to the cat the whole time? I
Mhm.
assume there's just a whole conversation.
One-sided.
I'll ask the cat. I'll ask the cat to point out what piece of oxen Unak would want, and I'd eventually bring that over to Unak
Mm-hmm.
once the cat tells me.
Okay. I think when you bring it over, like, Unak would look at you really worried and
Oh, sorry. I go grab somebody's shield and then I put it on the plate, and then I hand them a plate with the meat on it.
okay.
Obviously, wasn't presented well. My apologies.
How does Aryathen carry this meat over the first time? Do you stand up on your hind legs and carry it with your front feet, or are you just bringing him meat in your mouth the first time? Bringing them meat in your mouth.
It'll be on my back.
Okay. All right. So, they shoot a look to their cat and then take the meat from you on the shield that is actually a plate. Correct? That I was understanding that correctly?
Yep, it's a plate shield.
Okay. And they take it from you, and I hesitate to keep saying that they're confused, but this entire experience has been so much different than they possibly could have imagined. So they take it, and then once you're kind of gone back, do you go back to the oxen?
Yeah,
and
I'll go
and
back
the cat?
because I'm assuming once everybody's done guiding Tobeans to the water and looking at weird body things and making fun of her brother, they'll be hungry.
Yeah. All right. So that happens. As Unak is holding this shield with a steaming piece of oxen meat on it, they look out and see the cart start to move. And it's a little bit of a disorienting moment. And then they see Tobeans at the front of the cart. And were we saying canonically that Crans is on top, just guiding? Is that
directing?
If you're okay with it, I'm on board with it.
I love that. That's absolutely perfect.
Okay. So while Unak watches, they see Tobeans step into the water, pulling the cart, and then the cart keeps moving, and each step Tobeans gets lower and lower into the water, and Tobeans descends into the water before the cart does, I think, just due to the slant of in the pond. And then the cart goes under, but Tobeans hasn't come back up yet, and for a brief moment it's just Alocrans
Walking
basically on top of the water.
Would you get out of the cart before it got in the water? Or no?
Absolutely not. I would ride that bitch
Excellent.
into the pond.
Excellent.
And it's just I think it's just a very weird moment for
Surreal, maybe.
yeah, it's very surreal for Unak that this is happening, and they turn to Bzzt, and there's a look, and then that's kind of the whole moment. So, what are we doing now?
While I'm at the depths of this
Mhm.
body of water, because I assume I take it all the way to the bottom, right?
Uh, Absolutely. Yeah, I'm picturing like Lilo and Stitch, where
Perfect.
yeah, that's you're down walking on the bottom of the yeah.
I will do my due diligence. Do I see anything at the bottom of this
You do.
body of water?
You
of
do
interest, besides, you know,
The
what I put
several
here.
bodies you chucked into
Right.
it.
Besides what I put here, is
that
there
was that
anything
was
of-
definitely where I was going.
Yeah,
you definitely
yeah,
see.
so
You definitely
besides
see.
what I have introduced to this body of water.
Eerily floating corpses.
Eerily floating corpses. All right, you know what? That's incredibly fun, and I want to reward that question. So, you're going to make for me a instinct roll. This is going to be a straight roll,
Okay.
and I'm going to see if you find anything.
Okay. Let's see. It's just the regular duality roll, right? Just and then add instinct.
Yes. Yep. That's correct.
Okay. It's a 21, but it is with fear.
21 with fear. Okay.
Is that the first roll?
No,
Krantz
'cause
did a roll too. Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
rolled for
there's
been a few
investigation.
rolls. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did an investigation.
I
check.
will say this. It's our first roll with fear in like 2 episodes. Because I think
Yeah.
during
It's all
the mini
played out.
episode, the Almithara mini episode, I think we rolled with hope every time.
Hmm.
That's the first fear roll in
You
a
said
while.
21 with fear.
With fear, yes.
Okay.
I am gonna roll 3 dice. I'm gonna tell you what you get. here.
Okay.
Not great. Okay. All right. You at the bottom of this lake, unexpectedly, see a small chest wedged into the sand.
Okay. Do I feel confident enough if I let the cart go, we're down far enough, it's there, right?
Yeah, it'll keep going. It'll keep going.
Then I would let go and I would reach and grab the small chest.
Okay.
And yeet it towards the surface.
Sounds good. I
Trying
thought,
to avoid my friend who's sitting right behind me.
okay.
I'm sorry, what?
All
You're
right.
gonna throw a chest from the bottom of a lake up through the surface?
Correct. We're going to attempt to.
God, I love this so much. I can't wait.
I'm gonna
to see
have
how
to.
this
I'm
turns
sorry
out.
to ask you for 3 back-to-back rolls, but you're gonna have to roll
Of
pretty
course.
high on a strength check for that.
Okay.
I so
Is
hope this explodes.
Is Kranz fully submerged?
Oh no, I think he would be on the top of the thing until
Captain
it
Jack
got.
Sparrow's.
That's
Yes,
right.
very-
Until
yeah, that's what I was
it got to
thinking.
water level, and then would leap back towards shore. I don't know that he would make it back to shore completely dry, but I'm riding this thing until it's below water.
Okay, you roll an agility check while we have Tobanes doing this.
Hell yeah, that's my jam, baby
Fantastic.
girl.
So plant my feet and
Do I burn? You know what? I'm gonna use a hope to apply my don't get cocky experience to this for a +2, which
Okay.
will make it a 19 with hope.
Okay, get that hope back,
Not bad.
and you, other than like letting the bottoms of your boots touch the water, you make it back in a very impressive move, honestly.
you said
We'll love
just
the
a
swashbuckler.
strength roll.
Yep, just a straight strength check. Correct.
That would be 17 plus 3, so that's a 20 with hope.
Goodness.
Damn.
Okay. I set the difficulty of getting this thing to clear the surface of the water from
That's fair.
underwater at 20, which is it's a very high difficulty.
Meets and beats, baby.
The max you can roll on your dice is 24, to be clear. It's very
Valid.
high.
That's crazy.
Crans, as you are flipping out of the water, you maybe see on like a part of your pirouette or whatever it happens to be.
It is very cunty. It is like very, yes. Yeah,
You see
pirouette is good.
You see something break the surface of the water. And then
When you say break the surface of the water, in a trajectory, it just like bubbles and like it floats out.
breaches.
it was what okay, so here's my question for you, Tobeans.
Is it a breaching whale? Does
Did
it float
Toby-
up to the top? Like, what does it look
Did
like?
Tobeans think about throwing it at an angle, or is this just going
Yes.
straight up? Okay.
In Tobin's mind, the way that he saw this is it's done at an angle where it would basically land on the side of the pond, basically.
Okay.
Like available for friends to get loot.
Okay. So, Alocrans, you flip and you twirl and you land on the shore in in your mind, I think that you believe that this is maybe the most graceful you've ever been. I think you had this plan, you're feeling pretty good about yourself. All of a sudden, a small chest hits the sand right next to you. So close that you feel it by you.
Like the sand hits my pants.
Right.
And he kind of looks around and goes, kind of brushes his hair back and sits down to like start to open it up. It's just like, oh, of course, yes, of course. Of course, a
He's
chest would arrive.
Used to having magical chests.
every time
This
I
is
do-
not out of the ordinary.
Every time I do cool flips, loot appears. It's crazy.
Loot
right.
appears, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to open this.
Okay. Doesn't seem like it's locked. Watertight, but it's not locked.
It's not locked. I was gonna say, do I need to jam a dagger into a lock point and try to
If you
leverage
think
it? Or
if
all
you
of
think
it?
you would still open it with your dagger, you can. But it's...
I think what he do, he kind of he's looking at it and he slides his dagger out and like, in a little flourish in his hand, and he uses it to like scrape off whatever like lichen and algae, whatever it is, like along the edge.
It's
that might
been
be,
down there for a while, so it's
helping
pretty.
seal it.
Yeah.
Kind of scrape the mud off the edges, and then
Mhm.
like slide the tip of his dagger in around where the lock point is, and then just leverage it up to try to get like the seal broken,
Mm-hmm.
so that the top can open up.
Kranz's motto: when life gives you chest, open it up.
That's right, baby. In
All right.
every sense of the
So
word.
let me tell you what the mimic does. Just kidding. Sorry.
Oh fucking shit!
Sorry. Just kidding. So
Immediately eats your hand. Good. One-handed duelist. That'll be great.
you see there's only one thing inside of this small chest. The scroll. The scroll of paper.
He looks at it and he goes, fuck, everybody knows I can't read. And he picks it up. He picks it up and he walks over to Almi and just kind of like thrusts it at her like,
Ugh.
can you tell me what this does?
What? Was she watching this? I'm assuming she was watching all of this like insanity happen, right? Just like from
I
far,
don't
just,
think
like,
anybody would be watching anything else as
okay, she's
as
probably-
a giant walks a cart into a lake.
Yep, and her brother's like riding it down like some kind of, then flips out. She's probably like rolling her eyes at him the entire time. She's like, oh God, this is so him. What did you find, brother? So she like unrolls the scroll.
Yeah, he hands it over. He does not know He didn't even look at it. He's like, I'm assuming this isn't a language I can't understand. I'm just going to give it to my sister and let her know, like, have her tell me what it says.
Well, I don't get to tell you that you didn't understand what it said, unfortunately.
But I would not have understood what
You
it
would
said.
not have understood what this said. It
Good.
is
All right,
a.
he predicted it correctly.
It is a alchemical equation. It is a formula. It is a recipe. Do you think Almithara would understand that?
I don't think she would understand it. I think she would recognize what it was, because I think that as a noble heir, she would be highly educated with really good tutors. I don't think she would be able to like understand, but she would know that it was like some kind of like chemical formula. She would like know that probably.
Okay.
I think Kranz very much is like the younger brother here is like kind of peering over her shoulder, like, so what is it? Is it a thunderstrike? Is it a clap of power? Is it a shield to protect my beautiful hair when we're in combat? What is it?
Brother, it is very cryptic. I can't read it. It looks like some kind of useless chemical formula.
As soon as she says, I can't read it, he looks at her and he goes, oh, really?
Oh, don't start with me, brother. Why don't you dry off your boots, you twat?
My boots are quite dry, sister. And he kind of shakes him out. Did
And
you
they're-
not
and
see my
then-
pirouette earlier?
Always showing off for who I do not know.
Listen, one of us must. And looks back at the surface of the pond and is like, I do so hope Tobeans is all right down there. I know he's got big lungs, but he's been down there for a minute.
So I guess yeah, we're fair.
We're all like,
Is
he not going to say
silence
anything?
speaks loud, right?
Almi's
and-
gonna like take the paper and crumple it up and like start to go towards tossing it in the fire because she's convinced it's useless.
Oh.
Unless somebody
this po-
stops her.
I'm not. Unok is not stopping her. Absolutely not.
I think Krantz has turned back to look at the pond. I don't know that he sees that happen. We got a couple other party members. I know Aryathen is right next to the fire.
At this point, would I have made it back out of the water? Like,
That's up
because
to
I
you.
would just walk back the way that I can. Okay, I was like, I mean, I can just stay down here if needed.
I
My
thought.
favorite thing about Toby is he doesn't swim. He just walks through the
Yeah, no,
water.
I specifically did not swim back. I just walked back the way.
I
that
thought
came.
about
Walk
giving you
back
a
up.
moment where you were going down and you let go of the cart, and then the cart started to roll faster than you were expecting at you. I thought about having that moment underwater. That seemed like it would be tense, but
It's not too late.
It is true.
No, you're good, you're
Because I
good.
did specifically let go of the cart.
you're good. You're good. So you come up to you, but you come back up if you want to.
So I've made it back up, and so I see the chest has been opened, but there's no contents in it. I guess I would look to Krantz and be like, good loot with like thumbs up confirmation, like.
And Almi would be like, unless anyone else wants this piece of garbage, and she'd like go towards throwing it in the fire.
Krantz would look at Tobeans, look at Almithara and go, it was an extremely complex spell, very complicated, far beyond your ken. Only, we of very, very high learning were able to understand it. But something that wouldn't be
All right, as he's talking on and on, she throws it in the fire.
Okay, you have just discarded the recipe for a vial of dark smoke.
No one stopped her. I gave you plenty of
You
chances
gave
to
people
stop me.
so many times.
So many
much
chances.
time. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Krantz is just blah 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 yubbity blah blah blah.
listen, it's fully within his character. He's looking at it, it's like he has to impress at all times, and then he looks back and he goes, "Oh, well, it's
As
don't
as
worry your
she-
little head about it."
As she throws it in after
Burns
hearing Krantz say that, as it's being tossed, I look over at Krantz, like, probably sounds like it goes for a lot of money.
It just as it burns up. Perfect.
Yep.
All right.
Perfect. No
So-
questions. Perfection.
A vial of dark smoke. When an adversary attacks you, use this vial and roll a number of d6s equal to your agility. Add the highest result to your evasion against the attack. So you
That sounds like it would have
theoretically,
been useful.
yeah,
We're-
theoretically
we're-
could have
We're
added
here playing
6.
Daggerheart. You're here giving us math. What are you doing?
Do I look like I went to school?
I rolled on
We
an
count
item.
to a very confident 3, and then that's it.
I
Yeah, we
rolled
don't
on
need this.
I rolled on an item table for you all, and you threw it in a fire.
Listen, it's in character. She's like so offended that like her brother's accusing her of not understanding it. She throws it out.
That's fair. I get it.
God, they have issues. Okay.
Yeah,
He
they
watches
really do.
it burn up and just turns back to somebody and he goes, "It was worth nothing. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm so grateful for you digging it out of the muck down there, but much more important that you put the cart in the pond. Well done, by the way. It just Tobin's always a class act." And kind of waves
Tobin's
him in,
had-
like, let's go get some meat from the grill. Having no knowledge of what a valuable thing they just threw away.
Yeah, no one actually knew what it was
Nope.
except for
Yeah.
No one
yeah,
checked.
yeah.
I just wanted
No
you
one
guys
checked.
to know, so you had that. You wake up in the middle of the night tonight. Could have had that.
That's my
I'm
favorite.
gonna
That's
sleep
my
just
favorite part of the
fine.
episode.
Okay.
That's my favorite part of the episode. That's by far. Oh my god. So actually, talking about the location of the sun, one of the things I wanted to ask is, I know that Unak raised that this is a well-traveled path,
Mm-hmm.
and we are grilling meat out here, and maybe don't have time for a full. I guess. Well, here's my question: where's the sun? Is it morning? Is it afternoon? Is it almost nighttime?
It's getting on to
Because I
evening.
think Kranz is thinking in his head, like, if we're gonna roll up to this prison, it would probably be best to arrive at night, so that it is harder to discern whether or not the guards showing up are the guards they expected.
It's
Hmm.
getting
It's
on
like after
towards
a change
evening.
of the guards, you would say?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just,
Would
it's,
we-
if it's dark, we're carrying torches. Maybe it's harder to see us from a distance.
Question: Would I have awareness of the guard rotations from the time I spent with the guards as well? Like, would I have awareness enough of that
a
that
good
we
question.
could plan exactly when we could time that?
Great question.
So,
And if needed,
mhm.
I would have, with my Wonderborn thing, I could pull out a schedule that I had written out that I had recorded if needed, if we need to refer to as well.
Oh
If I
my
could
god,
use it
I
for that
forgot about
purpose.
that. That's
I-
incredible.
If you would let me use it for that. So
your nomadic
Tobians
pack is
would have at
your
least
nomadic
recorded it in
pack
some
is
fashion.
really
Yeah.
doing some work in these episodes.
That's-
useless but useful.
That's crazy. That's
I-
holy shit.
I don't think that you would know super specific. You would a little kind of Mooring Song is not the biggest place. And that's why you are being carted out of town to this prison that's being used by multiple towns in the area. So that actually raises interesting questions about what does that say about the other towns that are using these prisons. Regardless of that, though, you knowing that you needed this information, I think that you could certainly have asked once you had gotten in good with the guard. And yeah, I'm gonna say with your nomadic pack, make sure you spend the hope to use that feature.
Yep.
And you can absolutely pull out a rough schedule of kind of when the guards change. You don't have like information about like you don't know enough to know like this is when the guard rotation is kind of at its weakest, but generally like around what time the rotations change, that sort of thing. So yeah, absolutely.
So that I'll pull out the specific, separate from resume and other like journal and things like that. I'll pull out the specific the schedule that was written out, and I'll hand over to or I'll lay it out and to where as we start planning like what our plan is, at least we have it available to reference. So
Unak would kind of lean over your shoulder and they would say, Is this what I think it is? Do you have a schedule for the guards at the prison? There's a little bit of
Tobeans
wonder
didn't
in
want
their
to be
voice.
tardy.
There's a little bit of wonder in their voice. They're working through like all of the insane things that you have done in the last 30 minutes, but also you had this very competent plan that was arranged with Key. And then you also had, you have more information than they've been able to gather because there's just the two of them and they're exiled from the town and things like that. So yeah, they're pretty astounded by this. And I guess we shouldn't have interrupted, because we've made your work a little bit harder, haven't we? And
Well, maybe
Who is
this
it?
was a part of the plan that we just didn't know about. The greater plan.
we all walk upon paths that are set before us.
Are they having a moment? Are they like, are we catching vibes here? Like,
Oh, that's not the vibe I was trying to do, but that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I was
Grizz
going.
is, like,
I was
looking at
going.
all-
I was
Grizz
going.
is looking at Mor'elia like, as she was saying, like, hey, it's no problem. Like, it's gonna be fine. Oh, maybe it was all part of the plan. He's like, he's ready to be like, this is bullshit. But then she says it's all part of the plan, and he's like, okay.
The
And just, like,
The vibe that I was
Okay.
going for, and I think only Mor'elia would know this, is you recently had a vision where
This vision.
someone talked about walking on the path that was set before you. And you saw where that path led. And no one else knows about this vision still. But you remember the vision as Unak looks you squarely in the eye and talks about the path that you are walking on.
And then they
Does
kiss.
Mor'elia feel like that is just pure coincidence? Like, does it look like when Unak said that they knew what they were saying, or if it was just them speaking and that just happened to be a coincidental thing? She's trying to feel the vibe on that. She's trying to sense, I guess.
Yeah, that feels like an instinct roll, and
Yeah.
it'd be a pretty high DC.
Oh,
It's not easy to tell.
well. Yeah, there's nothing I can do there. That's going to be a 12 with hope,
You can't tell.
but not very high.
You can't tell, but thematically, you feel the kinship of nature with Unak in that moment. And even if Unak was not talking about your vision specifically, because how would they know about your vision?
Right.
There is a connection, not like Tiddly mentioned necessarily. We'll see where the day goes.
It's early yet.
There is a connection between the two of you, and you believe that connection is one to the natural world.
Okay.
They're vibing.
I look at I look at Tobin's schedule and then I look over at Tobin's and I go, "Who's Tom?"
Um, uh, I, I guess that we're attempting not to kill the mood. I guess I would be, I would speak and whisper, but it's not good. Like it's not well enough. Um, Tobin's would read over the guard. Tom, Tobin's thinks Tom is one of the good ones. He has a frequent pee schedule. Otherwise, good people.
So
Can I,
just-
can I quick above the table question? Were you making Tom as what were you intending by your Tom question? Was there genuinely a person's name Tom on there, or I'm just
Yes.
curious? Okay. I was thinking that Tobin's had abbreviated tomorrow as Tom, and
I thought
that,
the same thing.
that was what I was
thought the same
that was
thing.
what I was thinking. I was like, okay.
I also shocked to find out canonically that Tobin's is not illiterate. Like that he can actually read is an enormous revelation.
He had a whole resume just
I'm
last
just saying,
time.
that is astonishing.
Sorry. Back to the moment. I was just curious.
Oh, yeah, where did we leave off? So yeah, I was looking at I was getting a beat on coincidence or not.
And you just don't know. You just don't know.
Yeah.
But there's a connection between you and nature and Unnak and nature.
The fact that maybe this was how it was supposed to happen.
Even if it wasn't how it was supposed to happen, it's how it happened. So
I guess just above the table, just so I know what we all decided. So for prisoners, it's gonna be Mor'elia,
Aryathen,
Aryathen, Alocrans.
Alocrans
No,
got dressed up
Kranz
in
is
guard.
gonna be. Yeah, he put on the
Guard,
dirty
okay.
guard uniform.
I'm gonna do both Unnak and
Yes.
Both prisoners,
It's
yes.
bzzzt.
so
But,
4
yeah.
prisoners and
Yes.
3 guards.
Yes.
Okay. How is Aryathen gonna be transported? I guess I'll say this in Morelia's.
You ever see
So-
Star Wars where Chewbacca has the manacles on his wrists that are not connected, and they're like in the elevator, they're like, "This is never gonna fly." Exactly the same thing.
Quick question.
Just like manacles on his front paws and nowhere else.
Can I get a quick clarification? The cart that Tobin's walked in, was that the cart that you guys were in that you were supposed to be riding into prison? That was the cart, right? So
Yes.
Yeah,
you have
it no longer exists.
you have no cart.
There's no cart.
One of the carts was used for frying one of the oxen,
Correct.
and then the other
Yep.
cart is at the bottom of the lake now.
Correct.
It
There's
is.
there's the gear
It-
cart.
And the gear
I've-
cart.
I thought the
It's just
the
sitting
gear
there.
cart was the one you ripped the side off of to make your
Because no,
I mean-
I ripped the side off the one with the jail.
We could-
original.
because it was a grill. Okay, I get it
Yeah.
now. Okay.
I mean,
sorry.
we have that means we have like 3/4 of that cart. Like we could take off the other sides and use it as a platform and like drag him.
no. That cart's at the bottom of the pond.
Oh, is that what that one? The one that lost the
equipment cart.
side one.
The
Okay.
equipment cart is still intact and it's
Okay.
still on dry
Wait.
ground.
Are you suggesting that I wear this oxen skin and try to be an oxen and pull the cart?
I can't make you look like an oxen. You're too big.
Oh,
So
Sorry.
I think Alocrans
Aryathen's
would look.
cart.
He would slowly turn to Aryathen and go, "Are you suggesting that you should wear this oxen skin and try to behave like an oxen to drag this cart?"
Toby likes this idea.
I mean,
Listen, I know you
also-
don't like it, but it might be one of the ways we can get into this place.
Unless they leave the oxens outside.
He'll just vanish
I-
into the night. We're
I
showing up.
don't-
We're going to show up at nightfall.
I don't think
He
we're
could
taking
just vanish into the shadow and fly up over the
Yeah,
parapet.
he doesn't have to be part of the whole ensemble. He can just fly above the town.
What if you cover me in mud and I pretend to be a statue on top of the
Mm.
cart?
No.
Oh.
The disappointment.
Aryathen, listen, I realize I don't always have the best plans, but that's a terrible plan.
Terrible.
What if he just stuck to the woods? Why do we have to pretend that he's anything?
Ooh, that's not bad.
Does he need to enter with us?
I
Or
think
should
he does. Well, they may
I
have
guess-
ballistae, they may have archers in the wall. He's not the only one that can fly out here.
Unnak and Bzd, have either of you scoped out this prison before?
We don't venture that far. It is.
No attempts were made for Florence before?
Well, we have attempted to take over the prisoner transports on the way in the hopes of freeing some people, but as you can see, it just due to the number of us left did not go very well. We are competent enough, but I mean, compared to a prison.
Michael, can I ask a question? This is genuinely one that I don't remember from last session. Was the prison described as something like up on a mountaintop or like up on a cliffside or something like that? I genuinely do not remember if we've ever described what the
I
prison
don't think
looks
it's been
like.
described yet.
I don't think it's
Okay.
been
I
described.
don't think we get close enough, right?
Yeah, you guys haven't.
Just a
you guys haven't seen it yet.
fortress.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a fortress.
Fair enough.
It's a yeah.
So I think Krantz would look back at Aryathen and go, I mean, we would look for an opportunity. We've been, hemming you in a little bit in Research Your Wings. Maybe just be an advanced scout and not a prisoner and float up low in the clouds, swoop down at our signal.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? Does that sound fun? Yeah? Yeah?
I'll whistle.
Okay. All right. Well, listen. You can't get lost up in the clouds. You can't go, find little tunnels through the clouds and just go chase them. You have to stay with us, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. Because if you don't, there's definitely not going to have another barbecue for a while. Because this is very important. Do you understand that, right?
No.
Oh, fuck.
Barbecue's really easy.
So, Kranz in desperation turns to Toby and says, come on. Can you talk to him? Help me here.
Tobin will walk over and kneel and like face to face and with with Aryathen and just simply say, Tobin's knows it's time to do the thing, and just nod reassuringly.
Okay.
And then give a thumbs up to Krantz.
Krantz sees the thumbs up and is smile, and then immediately turns away to look at Almi and Mor'elia and is like, that's so fucking weird, but okay. So looks back at Unnaturolls,
Mm-hmm.
and they're heretofore unnamed Clank wizard who goes by Bzz, I guess.
It's not buzzed, it's buzzed.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Bzz.
It's buzzed, not buzzed. It's
I
very
think
obvious.
with the sun
Obviously.
dropping down into the kind of later evening,
Mm-hmm.
the fire roaring up between the slats of this former cage, the meat sizzling, the the party now resolved, looks at them and is like, well, I guess you're in it now. Will you help us? I think if you agree, we stand a small chance at least of getting past the doors before anybody realizes that we and you are not who we are. Perhaps we can engineer this jailbreak.
For Florence, we would die if necessary.
Well, we'll avoid that if we can.
That would be ideal.
Would this have been the short rest, us all hanging around this fire, eating oxen meat?
One of my core questions I
Enjoy
was waiting to
barbecue.
ask. Are we counting this as any kind of downtime?
You still have a bit of travel before you get to prison.
Define a bit.
If you
Hours?
left now, you would likely get there by morning. So, if you
Dang.
would like to use this as a place to rest, it does seem like it would be a good idea to do that before you,
We're also by the road, right? And there's more carts coming, so maybe this is not the best place to take a short rest.
Maybe, maybe not. I think the idea is there's some risk to rest here, but the risk is if we rest here, there may be someone who comes along the path and finds us, and we have to explain our way away.
Is it possible that if we got on the road, because we don't currently have a way to pull the cart, but if I chose to I don't know if I could actually just drag the cart for us versus waiting for livestock. If I did that, could everybody else actually rest on the cart and I carried us through the night? Is that a possibility?
I think the only
So
cart we
everybody
have
else
is the
could take-
equipment cart, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
correct.
not sure how many people
So-
could fit on the equipment cart. It's pretty small.
Ah,
It is. I mean, it was essentially just storing
Your gear.
Your gear. So it's going
I
to
mean,
fit a
I wouldn't
person
mind
or
getting
two.
like
carried
one
in
of
the
those little-
cart.
It's like one of those
Yeah,
little U-Haul things you
Yeah.
attach to the back of your car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so we could get some folks in there possibly, but not everybody.
Right.
Probably not very many.
You'd have to fold them. It would be.
But here's the thing: because the equipment cart is in the road, unattached to anything, hauled down essentially in the dirt. If anybody comes along, we can explain away like, "Hey, we got attacked. Our cart got blown up. We've got the equipment cart. Like, we're just waiting here for assistance. We'll be along shortly. Like, head on to the prison, and we'll there's somebody coming."
Should Toe Beans
Mor'elia.
go get the cart?
No, toe beans. No, you've done quite enough. Leave it at the bottom of the pond.
Let's go and get it again.
No.
Unok
It's-
also tells you we do have a small encampment nearby in the woods. If you feel that we should rest before we continue this journey, we can rest here if you think it's best, but we also have a place nearby.
I do feel that on a normal caravan, it'd be going faster pace, so it would make sense with the carriages being destroyed that we would arrive a little late. And if there was a battle that was had, why wouldn't they rest after the fact?
I think our local fortune
That's
tells
an
us
alibi.
right.
That way we can all be
Aryathen,
on the
you
up and
grilled
up.
us some delicious meat, but I think it's about time to put the barbecue to bed. Perhaps our new friends can lead us to somewhere we can rest.
Shall we leave first thing in the morning?
That'd be smart.
Okay. Knock.
Thane, anything with your bonfire you've created?
I will flip what's left of the oxen carcass over, and then I'll bury the grill on top. I'll just cover it all up.
Okay.
That way, if we come back this way, it'll be simmered nice, and we can dig it up, and then I'll have some more breakfast food.
If you had told me at the outset of this campaign that Aryathen was going to be the chef of this group, I would have fucking laughed in your face. Amazing.
I can cook. I can clean up after myself. I can dance. What party wouldn't want me?
Amazing.
With that, Unok, it's a little bit more serious than the last 30 minutes to an hour have kind of been. And starts to lead you into the woods. And that is probably where we're going to have to stop today, because holy cow, so many things just happened.
On one spot.
and within a distance of 30 feet.
Right.
That's right.
That's a bottle
That's right.
episode. Look at how much money we're saving on production for this one. Whew.
So much
we didn't
money.
have to. We didn't have to
Same set,
describe.
baby.
Yeah, we didn't have to
I
describe
even reused
any
the
other.
props.
Yeah, any other locations.
We destroyed a few carts, but and maybe a magical spell, but other than that,
It's true.
Who said Jack Sparrow riding the
Yeah,
boat?
that
down
was
the
great.
water
I think
line?
that was fate.
Whatever.
That's all I
whoever
can
said
see.
that, I was like, perfect. That's exactly what it is.
that is very up Kranz's alley.
We didn't destroy a spell. We destroyed math, and we don't like math here.
We don't
yeah,
do math.
we don't need math. Fuck math.
We don't need
Complex
math.
We're gonna need
No.
literature.
You were like, hey, here's chemistry, and we were like, not
know,
in
I
my
was like, you
fantasy
want
game.
No, goodbye.
This is it.
You don't need no
fire.
heckin' math.
I love that. He was like, if I can't understand this, no one will.
No one.
Fucking chuck him.
Useless.